Hello everyone. Today we'll be talking about HIV psychosis. HIV is the most common infectious agent known to cause cognitive impairment. Psychosis is one manifestation of HIV associated dementia. It tends to be more common in people who have a history of prior psychiatric disorder or drug abuse, especially amphetamines and other stimulants. Psychosis is sometimes also a sign of very advanced AIDS, and patients should seek treatment immediately. Psychosis is a generic term for any one of a number of symptomatic manifestations of thought disorders. Psychotic symptoms can be part of a severe major depressive syndrome, schizophrenia, mania and bipolar disorder, or extremes of obsessive compulsive disorder, commonly known as OCD. Some of the symptoms of psychotic episodes include hallucinations, delusions, paranoia, mania, and depression. Depression and HIV can cause loss of sexual desire and function, lack of appetite, headache, insomnia, fatigue, upset stomach, diarrhea, restlessness, or anxiety. So, what are the clinical features of HIV psychosis? Acute HIV symptoms are similar to those of other viral infections, which include tiredness, headache, weight loss, frequent fever, sweats, lymph node enlargement, and rash. HIV associated neurocognitive disorder. Clinical experience and research provide substantial evidence that HIV directly infects the brain soon after initial infection. It can result in organic disease expressions such as central nervous system impairment, dementia, pain, and mood disorders. Clinical manifestations vary depending on the parts of the brain affected. Decline may be observed in executive functioning, attention, working memory, and psychomotor activity. Psychiatric and neuromotor symptoms may also be present. Psychiatric illness and HIV/AIDS. There is a strong link between mental illness and HIV/AIDS. 50% or more of patients with HIV/AIDS have a comorbid psychiatric disorder. The prevalence of mental illness in patients with HIV/AIDS is reported to be 8 times higher than in those without HIV/AIDS. So we can say that HIV/AIDS is a risk factor for mental illness. Depression, bipolar disorder, anxiety disorders, delirium, substance abuse, and schizophrenia have all been identified in persons receiving highly active antiretroviral therapy HAART. Patients with HIV/AIDS and psychiatric illness have a decreased quality of life, poor adherence to medications, faster disease progression, and increased mortality. So, diagnosis of HIV psychosis. Patients whose diagnosis is schizophrenia, schizoaffective disorder, and bipolar disorder are at a greater risk for HIV infection. Patients with HIV/AIDS with primary psychosis may have poor medication adherence rates due to illness-related confusion or paranoia about medications. Furthermore, they may lack the resources to manage the complications and stress related to living with HIV/AIDS. New onset secondary psychosis has been reported in individuals with late stage HIV/AIDS with CD4 counts less than 200 who have not been diagnosed with a psychotic disorder previously. These patients may experience more persecutory and grandiose delusions rather than hallucinations. Neuropsychiatric symptoms in patients with HIV/AIDS may be due to the presence of HIV or other infections in the CNS, tumors, or other inflammatory illnesses. Medications that have been implicated in neuropsychiatric symptoms include efavirenz, rilpivirine, and other HAART regimens, interferon, metoclopramide, corticosteroids, muscle relaxants, and clonidine. It is possible that symptoms may continue even after medications are discontinued, has been reported in individuals with late-stage HIV/AIDS with CD4 counts less than 200 who have not been diagnosed with a psychotic disorder previously. So, what is the treatment? Antipsychotics, typical antipsychotics, e.g., haloperidol, chlorpromazine, remain the treatment of choice for psychosis in HIV/AIDS, regardless of the cause of the symptoms. Chlorpromazine, initially 25 milligrams 3 times a day orally, adjust according to response alternatively. 75 milligrams once daily, adjusted according to response. Dose to be taken at night. Maintenance is 75 to 300 milligrams daily. Increase if necessary up to 1 gram daily. and this dose may be required in psychosis. 25 to 50 milligrams every 6 to 8 hours IM for acute psychosis. Antipsychotics are usually effective in relieving symptoms of psychosis in the short term. The long-term use of antipsychotics is associated with adverse effects such as involuntary movement disorders, gynecomastia, impotence, weight gain, and metabolic syndrome. First-generation antipsychotics, which are typical antipsychotics, are used. Many factors must be taken into consideration when choosing an antipsychotic medication. Worthy of note are drug-to-drug interactions, adverse effect profiles, patient history of antipsychotic use, cost, and patient preference. Psychostimulants target fatigue, apathy, and psychomotor retardation. Tricyclics have more side effects than the selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, SSRIs. SSRIs are the most commonly prescribed antidepressants. Sertraline initially 50 milligrams daily, then increased in steps of 50 milligrams at interval of at least 1 week if required. Maintenance 50 milligrams daily, maximum 200 milligrams per day. They can ease symptoms of moderate to severe depression. Relatively safe and typically cause fewer side effects than other types of antidepressants do. SSRIs ease depression by increasing levels of serotonin in the brain. Serotonin is often referred to as the feel-good hormone. It carries messages between brain cells and contributes to well-being, good mood, appetite, social behavior. It as well helps to regulate the body's sleep-wake cycle and the internal clock. They can also cause sedation, constipation. So that's all about HIV psychosis. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, comment. Thank you.